In this newscast,
we'll share some inside information on how you can have a better chance at landing a job after graduation.
Plus, the Student Government Association at the University of West Georgia announces new leadership.
And later, we'll share some tips on how to survive seasonal allergies.
WUTV
starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to another WUTV newscast. I'm Charity McFather.
And I'm Georgia MacArthur. Thank you for joining us today. UWG is now officially under new leadership. Dr. Michael Crafton stepped to his new role as interim president on April 1st.
Dr. Crafton took over as interim president after former president Dr. Kyle Marrero stepped down to become the president of Georgia Southern University. Dr. Crafton most recently served as the university's provost and vice president of academic affairs. In a recent interview with WTV reporter, he explained his vision for presidency. Take a listen.
All of our big projects, all of our student success activities, the various fundings for things throughout the campus, all of that goes forward regardless of who's president. I think a new president can make sure, or even a good interim president, can make sure that nothing gets in the way of those things, right? So you get the services that you deserve, faculty get the support that they need, courses are offered when they're supposed to be offered, you know, and we move forward. And I think that will definitely happen.
Dr. David Jinks has assumed the role of interim provost. The University System of Georgia's Board of Regents has yet to announce when the search for a new president will begin, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more. Resumes like this one are an essential part of landing a job, but having the right key words on your resume could be the defining factor in whether you make it to the interview stage or not.
That's right. Online computer systems are now capable of sorting through countless resumes to pick out the best ones for employers to see. Here's WUTV's Erica Swift with more.
Applying for jobs after college is a reality most students have to face. Now, your resume goes straight to a machine as soon as you press submit on an online form before it gets to the hands of a hiring manager. Applicant tracking systems, or ATS, are a type of software used by companies to assist with human resources, recruitment, and hiring processes. The system can filter and automatically rank resumes based on keywords. If a resume does not contain the right words, it could get lost in the system.
Be strategic. Be intentional. And when you're intentional, you're actually thinking about what it is you're doing. Don't just throw your resume out there expecting to get responses.
Students can schedule an appointment with Career Services to get advice on how to improve their resumes. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Erica Swift.
In addition to having their resumes ready, the graduating class of spring 2019 will also need their graduation attire. In the past year, students could head to the bookstore to order their graduation cap and gowns, but this year, however, it's a little different. Officials are asking that students order their attire online. For spring 2019's graduating students, you may order your cap and gown through UWG's website. UWG asks that graduation caps and gowns be purchased at least 4 weeks prior to the commencement ceremony.
After the recent impeachment of SGA's former president, the University of West Georgia's Student Government Association has announced their new president and vice president.
Big changes have taken place over the past few weeks for SGA. On March 13th, an impeachment trial was taking place, removing Joshua Lester as their president. Those following weeks, Johnny Denny was sworn into as the president on March 28th, soon followed by Carly Beck swearing in as the new vice president. I had a chance to speak with Aaron Ashton, a member of SGA, to hear what he thinks of the new president and what they might do to benefit SGA.
I think he will improve on communication. I think he will improve on our relations with UWG. And I think he will also improve on our relations with current students at this time.
Though the end of the semester is only a few weeks away, Johnny Denny states that he will do his best to fill the role as president for SGA and support them as best he can for the remaining weeks. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Cameron Kiley.
Wolves fans hoping to cheer on the baseball team this season are having to look elsewhere for a place to sit at Cole Field after a recent maintenance check led to the closure of a portion of the bleachers. The bleachers at Coalfield are now closed after a routine maintenance check led to the discovery of corroded steel support beams. Officials with UWG's Facilities Department are currently reviewing the issue. Fred Ricketson, the Director of Facilities and Grounds, said they are making a plan to start reconstruction.
We're hiring a structural engineer to tell us the right thing to do. We're hiring an expert in the field so that we do the right thing.
A set of temporary bleachers are available for the current use of attendees, and the bleachers are expected to be reconstructed before the beginning of next baseball season. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Charity McFather.
Spring is here, and for many, that means pesky seasonal allergies. WTV reporter Alexa Thompson gives us some tips on how to manage those allergies so you can enjoy this spring weather.
Spring is in the air, which means that pollen is too. According to the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, seasonal allergic rhinitis or hay fever occurs in spring, summer, and or early fall, usually caused by sensitivity to pollens from trees, grasses, or weeds, or to airborne mold spores. Luckily, if you are one of the many people who suffers from seasonal allergies, there are ways you can help allay the symptoms. Taking over-the-counter allergy medicine, closing your windows, and showering after being outside on high pollen count days are just a few ways you can help reduce the symptoms. And as always, for West Georgia students, the University Health Services is always available for appointments. Reporting for WTV, I'm Alexa Thompson.
And speaking of seasonal allergies, joining us now live in the studio to tell us about the pollen count is WUTV weather reporter Mackenzie Love.
Thanks, Charity. Due to the recent rain, the pollen count is down slightly. Take a look at this 5-day pollen count forecast. According to pollen.com, Tuesday the pollen count was in the medium range at 5.2. On Wednesday and Thursday, the pollen count will be significantly higher at 11.6. Friday, we are looking at a pollen count of 10.5, and heading into our weekend on Saturday, we will also be high at 9.9. So if you plan on going outside, make sure you're taking precautions to keep your allergies in check, and limit your time outside as well. That is all I have for you right now. I'll be back later in the show to give you your full 5-day forecast. Now, back to Georgia and Charity in the studio.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Coming up in our newscast, we'll have all the latest on several new bills that are awaiting the governor's signature. Don't go anywhere. This is WUTV.
I came out in the 11th grade. Nobody was embracing you. The kids were cruel. It was very difficult to be gay. Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. And even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, Maria, and she convinced me to continue my education. Just never judges. She's a true role model. From the depths of my heart, I thank you, Maria, for being a friend and a beautiful person. No one receives a diploma alone, and I'm honored to share this moment with you. Thank you. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Carroll County, among 12 other counties in the state of Georgia, was picked to be the test site for the new voting machines.
That's right, Charity, and these new voting machines are capable of both electronic and paper ballot voting. Here's Samari Williams with more about what's to come.
Carroll County will serve as one of the 12 pilot counties that are testing new voting machines in Georgia for their municipal elections in November. This comes after the state Senate voted for the new machines last month. The new touchscreen and paper ballot machines allow voters to select their candidates on screen and then print the ballot for voters to check before inserting it into a scanner. Greg Rigby, supervisor of elections for Carroll County, explains how these machines are different and increase security.
These new machines are a little bit different in the fact that they will be printing out a ballot rather than electronic voting. But the machines themselves are never connected to the internet or any other network, so there's no chance of them being hacked.
Security of voting machines in elections has been a broad conversation since the 2018 governor's race in Georgia. Before the decision, Democrats in the state government pushed for paper ballots where candidates are selected and pinned.
I was called by the elections director for the state. He said that Carroll County is, one of the counties that they really trust, and that we would be chosen to be, if we were willing, to be a pilot county for the state in using these new machines.
The new machines will arrive around August or September, just in time for the elections. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Samara Williams.
As we've moved forward into the future, it's necessary for our country to create and establish new laws and legislation.
As for the state of Georgia, the 2019 legislative session concluded on April 2nd, but not after passing several hotly contested bills.
One of the more notable bills passed include the medical marijuana bill.
This bill allows certain private businesses to grow marijuana and permits the sale of low-potency THC oil for medical purposes.
Another bill passed is House Bill 83, which mandates recess from students from kindergarten until 5th grade. Governor Kemp has until May 12th to sign or veto these bills.
Former Carroll County Board of Commissioner Chairman Marty Smith is now working for Governor Brian Kemp's office. Smith was officially sworn in on March 18th as Georgia's state property officer. Smith is a native of Carroll County and held the position of chairman for 7 years. The board recently appointed District 6 Commissioner George Chambers as interim chair. A special election for the chairman's seat will be held on June 18th. The city of Carrollton is among the top 12 finalists for National Health Prize. The Robert Wood Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that ranks the nation's healthiest communities, has set its sights on West Georgia. The prize recognizes communities partnering together and committing to health, equity, and opportunity. Carrollton was selected because of the impact the 18-mile Greenbelt Trail continues to have on the community's health, as well as the city's bike share program. Judges from the Robert Wood Foundation will be making a 2-day visit to Carrollton, and the 2019 winners will be announced this fall.
The city of Temple is ranked amongst Georgia's 50 safest cities for the 3rd year in a row. Coming in at number 45, Temple has a violent crime rate of 2.5%. 1,000 citizens, according to Safewise, Bremen, Villa Rica, and Carrollton did not make the top 50, but were included in the top 100, with Bremen ranking at 53, Villa Rica coming in at 80, and Carrollton ranking at 97.
For the 2019-2020 school year, the Carroll County School System has named a handful of new principals to help lead some of the county local schools. Joseph Grainer will serve as principals for Glayton Heinzman Elementary School, and Temple Middle School's new principal will be David Clay.
Kelly Edwards is responsible for Roopville Elementary School. Courtney Rogers will be the new principal for Temple Elementary, and finally, Landon Odom will lead Mount Zion High School.
These new principals are sure to leave a lasting impact on the schools of Carroll County.
And we wish them the best of luck here at WUTV.
When we come back, we will have your full weather update for the week to come for you to be prepared for whatever the weather throws at you.
But first, spring is a time to appreciate the blooming nature, so enjoy this beautiful weather outside on UWG's campus.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Hello and welcome back to WUTV. If you're wondering how this week's weather will turn out, Mackenzie Love has you covered. What can you tell us about this week's weather, Mackenzie?
Thank you, Charity. Tornado season has officially begun for the state of Georgia. The peak of tornado season occurs during the months of March, April, and May. According to the National Weather Service, a tornado watch is issued when tornado conditions are present in a particular area. And a tornado warning is issued when a tornado has touched down or been spotted by a weather radar. If you find yourself in a tornado warning, Go to a basement or to a safe room away from windows. If you're driving in a vehicle during tornado warning, the best course of action is to drive to the closest shelter and take cover. For additional information about tornado safety, head over to www.weather.gov. So now let's take a look at your full 5-day weather forecast. On Thursday, going into the middle of your week, we're going to stay dry and we're going to experience sunny skies with a few clouds scattered within our region. And then ending off our week on Friday and Saturday, we're going to experience some rain and some showers with highs in the mid-70s and lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. That is all I have for you in the Weather Center this week. When we come back, we'll have a story about one of UWG's initiatives to reduce waste around campus. Stick around because we'll be right back.
When I was in high school, I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home, and that's hard when you feel like you're doing it alone. That's when I met our niece, my mom, as I'll call her. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but your future is more important. She's my strength. Just being a support for those hard days and those hard nights, not giving up on me. Thank you to my mama. I wouldn't have did this if it wasn't for her. Today is for my mama and everybody who had my back. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Some people would think, well, maybe it's really not that big of a deal, but it really is. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
There's certainly a lot of trash and waste that could be recycled. However, West Georgia is doing its part in teaching students and employees how to reduce waste and keep the campus clean. There are a lot of initiatives focused on waste, but one in particular is really making a difference.
Yes, and it's called Recycle Mania, and WUTV reporter Mackenzie Love has more.
Students may soon be seeing a greener campus thanks to this year's Recycle Mania initiative. Recycle Mania is an annual competition held at colleges and universities that promotes sustainability and waste reduction in the community. Different from past years, the focus of this year's competition is to achieve a zero recycling contamination rate. Throughout the months of February and March, UWG students got the opportunity to win prizes by recycling their old plastic bottles, aluminum cans, and cardboard boxes to designated bins. The bins are located inside of every residence hall and around campus at designated posts. Many students participated in this year's competition and explained how the initiative impacts our campus on a greater level.
As a whole, I think it just makes everybody work as a team, towards one main goal, and that's just making where we live, this earth, just a better place.
It helps us, our campus as a whole, by becoming more sustainable, and it brings the community together.
Outside of Recycle Mania, however, the Center for Sustainability encourages students and staff members year-round to reduce, reuse, and recycle in order to keep our campus beautiful. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Mackenzie Love.
And finally, before we close today, we wanted to leave you with a look back at some UWG history.
That's right, and this time we'll be taking a look at Melson Hall.
The University of West Georgia is a great place to find history. Students take classes in buildings that have been around as early as the 1900s and gone through several changes. Named after Professor Melson, who is remembered as a kind and understanding teacher, the Melson Hall was once a girls' dormitory. When the growth of the college increased back in the 1950s, an expansion on housing was needed. The building now houses the psychology department for students. Reporting for WUTV, I'm Anna E. Perez.
And that's all the stories we have for you today. If you want to see more, you can always watch us on Channel 13.1 on campus and Channel 180 off campus.
And to keep up with all the latest news, sports, and weather, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day, West Georgia.
Thank you, and we'll see you here next time on WUTV.